In this lesson, we're going to work with solving equations again. We've done this with fractions, we've done this with whole numbers, and now we're going to solve some equations that involve decimals. All right, the first equation that we have is letter Z, and I cross mine so it won't look like a 2, plus 39.8 is equal to 98.81. All right, remember that an equation has two sides with the barrier through the equal sign. Go to the side that contains the variable or the letter that you're solving for, and you want it by itself. Check and see what's going on. They are adding a number to it. That means that we're going to rewrite that side, and we're going to do the inverse, which is subtract 39.8. But if we do it to the left side, we have to copy down the right side and subtract 39.8 from that side also. So I subtracted it from the left and I subtracted it from the right. Those cancel out completely, leaving me with just a letter Z is equal to, now I'm going to go off where I can write that down. I have 98.81 and I'm subtracting 39.8. I'm going to fill in with a 0 there. 0 from 1 is 1. 8 from 8 is 0. Bring down the decimal point. 9 from 8, can't do it, so I need to borrow. That will give, oh goodness, I borrowed from a 9 and got a 6. That is what you call creative math. All right, borrow from the 9, make it an 8, and that 8 becomes 18. 9 from 18 is 9. 3 from 8 is 5. So I am getting that Z is 59.01. Okay, let's look at another problem. This is mostly review, but we are dealing with decimals this time. I have 28.22 plus X is equal to 837.07. I'd like to emphasize the barrier. Look on the side where you see the variable, that letter, and you want it by itself. So we've got a 28.22 added to it, so I'm going to need to subtract it. So I have 28.22 plus X, and I'm going to subtract 28.22. But if I do that to the left side of an equation, I have to do it to the right side. So I have subtracted it from the left and I have subtracted it from the right. Those cancel out, leaving X, and I need to do that subtraction. I have 837.07 and I'm subtracting 28.22. 2 from 7 is 5. 2 from 0, can't do it, so I'm borrowing. 2 from 10 is 8. Bring down the decimal point. Can't take 8 from 6. Borrow. 8 from 16 is 8. 2 from 2 is 0. Bring down that 8. I get 808.85. 808.85, or 808 and 85 hundredths. That's my solution. Okay, let's do a couple more. I have large numbers here. I have 15,080 and 7/10 is equal to letter B plus 14,081 and 66 hundredths. All right, looking at this, here's my barrier again. This time the variable is on the right hand side. It's over here. So the number I want to get rid of is this one. Now I'm going to write something a little differently this time. If I want to get rid of this, I'm going to subtract it underneath. But if I subtract it here, I have to subtract it here. I like to write them this way when I'm subtracting from both sides. These cancel out. I'm left with B. On this side, I put in a 0. 6 from 0, I can't do it. I have to borrow. So now I've got a little bit crowded here. 6 from 10 is 4. 6 from 6 is 0. Put in your decimal point. 1 from 0, can't do it. Make that a 7. Borrow. 1 from 10 is 9. 8 from 7, can't do it. Need to borrow. Got to go all the way over here. That's a 4. Make that a 10. Borrow from it. And now that blob is a 17. 8 from 17 is 9. 0 from 9 is 9. And there's nothing more. So my answer is 999 4/100 is the value of B, letter B. So I hope it didn't bother you that I did this. I have been subtracting on the same one on horizontal lines, and I did the same thing up here. But if you want to, you can put it underneath. So let's solve one more equation. We have S plus 8,334 is equal to 17,855 1/10. I want the variable S all by itself, which means I need to subtract 8,334. That will get rid of it over there. Well, I have to do the same thing over here. Now this is a whole number. Its decimal is at the end. So 8,334 decimal point. Okay, and I will put in a little 0 there. Oops. Go back to black ink. These cancel out, and I have S is equal to, time to subtract. 0 from 1 is 1, decimal point. 4 from 5 is 1. 3 from 5 is 2. 3 from 8 is 5. And 8 from 17 is 9. My answer is 9,521.1. Okay, so we have just reviewed solving equations. The only thing that was different was that the kind of numbers, these were decimals. All right, go ahead and work on that homework.